Hello everybody, Manithral here. Welcome to the weekly update video for RS3. This week's kind of a big announcement week. So without any further ado, let's just jump into this. We got Zamorak's Demons Invade. There is more to come about Zamorak, so here, don't worry. But this is an event for taking part right now. Zamorak's grand plans with Gielinor are starting to take shape. Portals from the Infernus are opening across Gielinor as demons lay siege to the major cities around the world. Join in events to collect rewards, so every 2 hours per world, a demon invasion will take place in Lumbridge, Rock, Valador, Berthorpe, Ardone, and Enil. So these invasions will be announced via broadcast, so when duty calls, you'll be the first to know. If you kill 20 invasion demons, they'll give you a Zamorak reroll token. So you can collect one of these per day. So you can get quite a few by the time this comes out. There's more to keep in mind though. If you keep fighting, you can get a head start on accessing some of the upcoming Zamorak rewards. Every 20 invaders you kill after the first 20 of the day, you'll earn a mysterious Sliver, which is available in magic, ranged, or melee. Collecting enough of these ace items will allow you to upgrade existing gear. So you can collect one of each silver sliver variant per day. You'll be able to earn slivers in the upcoming Zamorak Elite Dungeon and boss fight, but they recommend people getting a start now, because, well, obviously it's going to be a little easier now, and it'll help out with the dungeon. And if you're wondering what the big guy's planning, you should know that killing certain Zamorak related NPCs around Gielinor over the next 3 weeks has a 1 in 25 chance of giving notes that reveals his plans. So they're leaving it to us to discover who drops what. Check back next week when the event evolves. So there's going to be more coming, but the Legacy of Zamorak release comes July 4th. And it says, no, you can only earn 10 reroll tokens across the event, so you can't, it's not too OP, but it is pretty kind of good. I won't say OP. But anyway, there is going to be more going off with the whole storyline of this. So yeah, Legacy of Zamorak is going to be a storyline. This is going to be a lore-rich 6-month narrative, which builds on the Elder God War saga. Chaos will rise in the story, spanning new bosses, new quests, wilderness improvements, skilling updates, and more. So, obviously we got a hint of what's to come in the roadmap, first look in April, but now it's time. Now they're going to do the big reveals. So starting on Thursday, June 23rd, Legacy of Zamorak overview video. This 4-minute quickfire introduction will give you a tantalizing taste for Zamorak's storyline, from your first new glimpse of the new Zamorak, Lord of Chaos boss, and Elite Dungeon to the glorious rebirth of the wilderness. I'm very curious about that. And Saturday, June 25th, Legacy of Zamorak deep dive stream. During this show, you can expect a detailed look at the Zamorak boss fight, Elite Dungeon, and the new rewards. Discussion into the storyline, future direction of RuneScape's lore. There's going to be a visual direction of the Wilderness Reborn, special guests, competitions, and more. So I'm checking it out. I know that. Otherwise, this week, though, we see a Ninja Strike Combat and Friends chat, so there's going to be some stuff to discuss in the patch notes. Otherwise, we have the merch store update. The Skill Cape keyrings range now complete. So you got all these different types of Skill Cape keyrings. Go check them out. Get one that fits you the best. Don't forget, there's also pins. We got hatchets. We got all different types, including even the different teleportation icons. Now we go to the community showcase. First up, we have I want to say it's kind of like a Diablo-esque kind of visual by Taffy Spy, and this is of Gregorvik. I do like that. It's kind of an interesting look at things. And we have one from Tim Martine's Karshai drawing. Kind of an anime style, kind of cool. Then here we have one from Will121, and it is a laser cut. Their character in what appears to be wood. That's pretty cool. They made their own keychain. And somebody here printed out and made their very own Barrows Brothers. And yeah, they look pretty cool. They look pretty dope. And we have some screenshots. First up, we got Zeef Weber. They're getting ready for the Legacy of Zamorak storyline with their infernal look. And one here from Laser Shark. They're calling this is Lord of the Infernal Source, which has an abyssal demon there, and that looks pretty cool. And up next we have the Phaser Loopy showcase of how tranquil the Word of Aya was. And that is actually really beautiful right there. And then we have the Pink Skirts player events, which is up first. We have Next Angel of Death, hosted by Ace. Wednesday, June 22nd, 2100 game time, World 37, God Warriors Dungeon, Ancient Prison, FC is Ace. Mazcab Learner Race, hosted by Ario and Raid FC. Saturday, June 25th at 1800 game time, World 71, Mazcab Raid Entrance, FC is Raid FC. Clue Hunting Event, hosted by Dr. Brian. This will be Sunday, June 26th at 1800 game time, World 10, location Grand Exchange Clue Hub. FC is Dr. Brian. Then we have some community spotlight. If you haven't actually taken part of it, but there was the LGBT Corner Clan that have a few Pride Parades in RuneScape now. And they've always been fun and showing solidarity with throughout. But players and allies joining across multiple worlds were pleased to announce that this year is no different. So, in 2022, the LGBT Corner Clan Parade will take place next week, June 24th. So if you have time to pick up and head out to it, that is the day for it, and it'll be held at It'll start at Lumbridge Castle at 1700 game time on World 23. I don't know why I had such a tongue twister there. Then there's also the RAC Art Fight, which is the RuneScape Art Community Art Fight. So, obviously, there's going to be different types of people who are entering, and they, of course, they had to have Press League there. But also, just, submit your favorite things that you can make up. Sign-ups are open until July 1st. You can go into the main webpage itself, because there's a link right here. But also you can head over to the Discord to watch the chaos and amazing art unfold over the next coming weeks. So do check that out if that is something you are into. Otherwise, I have a big clump of cat fur on my head. I see it in the corner of my eye, guys. Now we're going to head into the patch notes, which is the big thing for this week. Sorry about that, my thing got kind of locked there. Alright, we got the patch notes. So Ninja Strike balancing changes. So there's some stuff here for the Elite Dungeons, which some people are going to be very excited for. But the balance dungeon changes are softened in the Slayer dungeon. The Vital Spark drop rate now scales with the Slayer level required to kill the creature, meaning the Imperial Guards and the Gorilla Axe offer greater chances at the Vital Sparks. You can now venture deeper into the dungeon and fight tougher creatures for increased chances of scoring the Vital Sparks. Corrupt Scorpion's odds of dropping the salvage has been reduced slightly. The Shadow Reef, the dungeon is now split into 3 different zones. The Zone 1, this is from the start until you jump off the cliff up to the first boss. The drop table is bare bones and has been greatly reduced from the current live drop table. Combat XP has been reduced by a large margin. However, in Zone 2, So this is from the end of Zone 1 until you jump down the cliff after the second boss. And this remains the same as the current live loot table. And then Zone 3, the rest of the dungeons to the finale, has improved loot table compared to the current live loot table. All 3 bosses have had their common loot tables buffed and to compensate for the reduction in drop values from Zone 1. So basically, the further in you get, the better and better things get. French chat. The French chat player limit has been increased from, get this, 100 to 500. I know a lot of people have been wanting that for a while. This change will not take effect until the release of the OS RS update on Wednesday, though. So they're probably getting something too. The FC versus FC Arena is still limited to 100 versus 100 in Stealing Creation. The overflow that occurred if too many players joined a team in Stealing Creation has been fixed. Note that the interface changes for this go live on Monday, but the actual functionality will not go live until Wednesday during the OS RS update, probably because they're both in the same. So OS RS is probably getting the same thing. The Pride mini event can now be played on free-to-play worlds. This should have been something that was a long time ago. Corrected the order of the colors of the Pride banner. Improved the communication device when teleporting to Zamorak's hideout in the Twilight of the Gods. The scaffolding of the post-war Centiston will no longer kick players out of the instance during the Twilight of the Gods. Multiple letters in the chat box are now colored correctly during the Twilight of the Gods. Replace the table in the Valor Castle Library. Dying at Warrior's Retreat now counts as a safe death after the hotfix last week. The handed in all plushies dummy object can no longer be found at the Grand Exchange. The polishing perk now correctly upgrades sea salt to Alea sea salt when mining salty crabletons. Fix an issue where the last chance text would appear for the new time crash modifier when the player had no treasure hunter keys left. And don't forget, this is going to be a big deal in the coming months. RuneScape will no longer be supporting Windows 32 builds or graphic cards that do not support OpenGL 3.0 or higher. So make sure you try to get yourself onto a Windows 64-bit system and also OpenGL 3.0 and higher. So try to get that over as soon as you can. I know it's not always easy, but that is it for this week. We do have, like I said, we do have those live streams coming up, so there's going to be a lot of information being thrown at us this week. And I do plan on reporting on all that to you guys to get you guys as much information as possible. And as for the channel, be watching for new videos coming here soon. Not just RuneScape, but just, well, spoiler, a little bit of a horror game is coming to the channel. And I haven't done one of those in a very long time. So thank you guys so much for watching. And until next time, later guys.